Hi, everybody. My name's David. I'm with Home Team Realty in Torrance. This video, we're going to talk about contingent real estate transactions. And what are they and how do they work? Well, what a contingent real estate transaction is when a buyer wants to buy a home contingent on the sale of his current residence. That means he can't buy his home unless he gets his current home sold and it closes escrow, basically. So he may have his home currently on the market, but it hasn't closed escrow yet. And for his purchase to go through and close escrow, it's contingent on his existing personal residence. And that escrow has to close and go through for both escrows to be arranged to close concurrently. So that's basically what a contingent deal is. There's another one. When a seller sells their home contingent on their upleg, and that's a type of contingent deal too. When a seller sells, but they say, I'm not going to close escrow unless I get my new property. So they put in their contract that they're willing to sell in the escrow instructions contingent on them getting their upleg, but you have to wait until I get my new property and close escrow. So that's another type of contingent deal. So it starts to get a little bit complicated when you think, the only way your contingent deal is going to go through is if both escrows close successfully. And we all know how, and if you know what a regular escrow takes to close, it takes quite a bit. To close one escrow, a buyer has to go in there, write an offer, get their offer accepted, open escrow. They have to do their inspection, have an appraisal, has to appraise at the full purchase price. They have to review the disclosures, approve of all disclosures, approve of the title report, approve of the natural hazard report, negotiate any terms like termite work to be done, or request for repairs, or request for credits. All these things need to be signed off. They need to get their loan docs. They need to satisfy loan conditions. And then once they get their loan docs, they need to sign their loan docs. And the loan docs go back to escrow. They have to be reviewed and approved. And then they have to take their money into closing for funding. Then they fund the loan and they close escrow. So the person has to go through all that successfully to close an escrow. But to close a contingent deal, you have to do that with both deals have to go through, because for a buyer, if he's buying a home contingent on the sale of his current residence, if that residence, his current residence, doesn't go through, then his new purchase isn't going to go through too. So he has to make sure he has a real solid escrow going for his current residence. That means pricing it right so it'll appraise, disclosing everything, being cooperative when negotiating the transaction. Um, if the buyers want to make requests for repairs, it's going to have to do those repairs or give them a credit, and just be very cooperative to help facilitate the transaction to make sure it goes through. As long as it goes through successfully, then it's a success. Then his new purchase can close escrow. But if it doesn't, if it falls out for some reason, or they can't negotiate terms, or that doesn't appraise the full purchase price, then his deal's going to fall out, and his sale of his home is going to fall out, and then the new purchase is going to fall out too. Then he's going to have to start all over. So that's what a contingent deal is. And it could happen for a seller too. If a seller's selling their home contingent on them finding their new upleg, and they don't get their new upleg, or they're too strict about negotiating their new upleg, and then it falls out, then the sale of their home is going to have to be delayed, or it's going to have to be canceled as well. So that's so as long as everything goes through, then both escrows are arranged to close concurrently, one after the other, and then in a buyer's case, he would just move out of his current home and into his new home. And if it was a seller, they'd sell their home and move. They'd move on to their new home and move out of their home just in time as the new buyers are moving in. Contingent deals can work, and I've done quite a few of them, and they do work, but sometimes they can fall out too. So to have a successful contingent deal, both escrows must be successful and close in a timely manner, and they get coordinated to close concurrently. If they don't, then they have to start all over. So that's what a contingent deal is. I hope you enjoyed this video. And if you have any questions, you're welcome to visit me at my website. I'll leave a link in the description of this video, and you're very welcome to ask me any questions or to visit my website. I offer buyer and seller representation for residential real estate. I have a real nice day. I hope you enjoyed this video.